Cold case file Necrosleep.net, April 18th, 2023. The following account is the only surviving evidence supporting the existence of Necrosleep.net. The blog data was downloaded by a concerned reader just before it vanished from the internet in 2014. The data was not recovered until 9 years had passed. These are the final days of Reed Murdoch, written in his own words.
My Disconnected Life. Blog author Reed Murdoch. October 16, 2014. Hey guys, so I decided to start a blog about my new life. Most of you reading this are probably my friend and acquaintances, but for the rest of you, I explored a little bit about myself. My name is Reed. I just moved out of my stupid parent basement, thank God, and now I'm pursuing my own life where no one can push me around anymore. Technically, I'm the one who ditched the place, but they are but kicked me out beforehand. Nobody give a damn about crackhead like me, not even my parents, not that I care. Anyway, I'm doing my own thing now. I had to give up food luxury. My mom's hellish cooking, not worry of being called luxury. I'll much rather live off this cow ramen noodles anyway. Sometimes I'll even have corn on the side when I'm feeling extra fancy. Speaking of fancy, I admit my apartment is anything but. It's the cheapest one I could find. In fact, I find the saying, you get what you pay for, to be especially true. When I'm trying to sleep to the luring sound of what I can only guess is some old lady getting market in the dark alleyway next door. My ghetto sanctuary consists of one living room, a kitchenette, a bathroom, and a closet. The walls are particularly made of cardboard and the carpet is stained with God knows what, but it's good enough for me. Living with me is my poor excuse for a cat named Twig. She's one of those weird hairless breed, and in turn a real conversation pieces. I'm often asked why the cats turn inside out or if she was the victim of some perverse taxidermy project gone wrong. As truly as my life seems, living on the cheap has its benefit. My cost of living is next to nothing, so I can make enough money to survive by doing odd jobs on the internet without ever leaving the house. I spend half of the month writing podcast review for products I never use and filling out survey on political issues I know nothing about. Then spend the other half surfing the web and watching pirate reruns of the X-Files. I don't even have to pay for internet service, thanks to my neighbor's complete failure to secure their Wi-Fi hotspot. I bet their data overage and off the roof now. Oh well, not my problem. I'll be updating this blog every day or two if I'm up to anything interesting. Thanks for reading this boring crap. Hopefully my life will get a little more exciting in the day to come. Read. October 18, 2014. I decided to do something unusual. It's 3 a.m. and I intend to stay up all night, caffeinated beverage at my side. Why am I doing this, you ask? Because I'm prematurely switching to a nocturnal sleep schedule. In other words, I'll be sleeping during the day instead of the night. I have a number of good reasons for doing this. 1. There are less people out at night, so leaving the building won't be such a dreaded thing. 2. Sunlight gives you cancer, right? 3. Screw social norm. 4. The internet speed seems to increase substantially after midnight. 5. It's a free country. I don't even need reason. Also, I ran into this cool forum called Nocturnal Underground. Naturally, it's full of sun-loathing recruits and central misanthropes like me. How perfect, I recognized straight away and found the forum developer to the very welcoming. It's not the most famous of internet destination, more of a tight-knit hole in the wall for a very obscure subculture. We all seem to share a general aspiration for social disconnected, which is cool because I really thought I was the only whack jobs who can't stand dealing with normal people. After all, to these normal people who are telling me I don't have to right to smoke whatever substance, I damn well please, as if it's their business. I'll let you all know how this whole nocturnal thing worked for me. Peace out. Read. October 21st, 2014. I'm adjusting very well to my new lifestyle. I can already tell this is the way I should be living all along. The internet is a far more interesting place during the night. Everything has been very normal lately, except for one thing. Yesterday night, I received a mysterious private message on Nocturnal Underground. Here it is. Copy it and paste for your reading pleasure. To read Man 07 from Revelation 666. Subject Necrosleep.net. Congratulations, Readman07. You'll be invited to an intervention-only website that will change for your life forever. Discover what society doesn't want you to know at Necrosleep.net. Use your exclusive intervention code to enter DCLXVI. Find out what you've been missing your entire life. Necrosleep.net. Sounds like a total scam, but it piqued my interest. I couldn't resist going to the site just to see what the hell it was. So I went there and arrived at a completely empty black page. I noticed the text cursor blinking in the center, indicating that I could type. I presumed that this was where I was supposed to put in the intervention code, and I presumed correctly. When the home page loaded, I immediately noticed that all the text was in Russian beside the title header, which simply said Necrosleep.net in English. My web browser automatically detected that the site was Russian and offered to translate it for me, so of course I clicked yes. Now this site was clearly on the shady side. Whoever made it was certainly not well versed in web design, as it had more in common with a notepad document than a good web page. The background was black, the white text was written in the also generic counter font, and under the title header was a row of red hyperlink labeled as follows: main, purchase, secret, and credit. Here's an extract from the main page.
Welcome to Necrosleep.net. This website is invitation only. Selected visitors have exclusive access to our special product that will change your life forever. Necrosleep is a product that safely negates the biological necessity of sleep, thanks to our miraculous secret formula. With one pill a day, you will never feel the need to sleep again. Try it for yourself by clicking the purchase link. If Necrosleep doesn't change your life, we will offer you a complete refund. Your astonishment is guaranteed.
What a bold claim these people are making. There's no way this stuff actually works. Otherwise, everyone would be talking it. Obviously, I was skeptical and still am, but I snooped around the site a bit more, just out of curiosity. I clicked the secret hyperlink, which took me to another page. Here's the text from said page.
Necrosleep is comprised of special and rare ingredients, which we cannot disclose in order to ensure that our formula stays in private hands. In order to keep our product available, it can only be distributed through alternative means on an exclusive basis. The active ingredient in Necrosleep has been sought after for years by doctors and scientists intending to displace sleep with wakefulness. Only we have managed to do what others could not, as permitted by the will of our master. We can assure you with full confidence that our product will change your life, and you will never feel need to sleep again. Feel free to indulge in our secret.
Alternate means more like black market. However, going on here doesn't appear to be legal exactly. Not that I care about the law. I just get untrustworthy vibe from this site. Anyway, I continue on and click the credit hyperlink. My heart skipped a little when I confront with honestly the most uncanny photo of a living person. I was seeing it was an old black and white photo of a tall man in the doctor's coat. If he wasn't standing upright, I'll say the guy was dead. But my guess is that he was just casually unhealthy and probably blind from the look of his pale, lifeless eye. Not a trace of emotion could be found in his face. There was a small bit of text below the photo, which read as follows.
Credit for the pioneering of Necrosleep goes to the brilliant Dr. Hale A. Stan, proxy of our master and founder of the Ukrainian Institute of Occult Medicine. His work lives on.
Proxy of our master, occult medicine. Maybe I watch too many horror movies, but this isn't your typical snake oil sale page. Maybe they're part of some deranged religious group or something. I admit I was slightly creeped out, but more fascinated I clicked the purchase hyperlink out of mere curiosity once again. Turned out each pill cost some absurd amount of Russian currency, which I found was equal to about $130 per pill. Ridiculous. Not that I would buy them. Even if I could, I immediately left the site. At this point, I'm guessing it probably a rousing foreign credit card scam or some weird cow initiative. Either way, it made my day more interesting than it normally would be. Read. October 22nd, 2014. I post a trend on Nocturnal Underground about the mystery user who sent me a strange PM. I found myself wanting to know more about this whole Necrosleep.net things. So, as a part of my investigation, I sought to find out who the user was. Here's a transcript of the forum thread. Readman07. Hey guys, I hope I'm not disrupting the order of things by posting this in the trolling and harassment section. I didn't know where else to put it. I figured this instance of mine might qualify as a spam case if other people are getting the same advertisement message I am. Basically, the other day, I got a PM for a user I never seen before called Revelation666, and the message was an advertisement for some supplement. Has anyone seen this user on the forum before? I sure haven't. If you have any information, that'd be great. Cosmic Trash Bin. I don't recognize the username. He must be very new or just inactive. What were the exact content of the message? We could probably get an admin to ban him for advertising. Readman07. Here's a screen cap of the message. Message.jpg. Cosmic Trash Bin. Strain, did you actually go to the website? I hope not. It's probably infested with virus. LOL. B3457W4RF4R3. Just try going there. It's just a black screen. The invite code didn't work either. It just gave me a pop-up box that said invalid IP in Readman07. Of course, I went there. I couldn't resist. Totally fairly free. Doesn't work for me either. Invalid IP. Cosmic Trash Bin. If he only worked for Readman07, maybe it's bound to his IP somehow. Can you get some screenshot of the site? You spark my interest. Readman07. Here you are. The page was initially in Russian, so I had my browser translate it. Main.jpg, purchase.jpg, secret.jpg, credit.jpg. B3457W4RF4R3. Look shady as hell. Cosmic Trash Bin. Wow, don't even mess with it. You're asking for trouble. Just by clicking the link, you're probably being keylogged as we speak. B3457W4RF4R3. Not to mention the product they're selling is probably laced with cyanide. Cosmic Trash Bin. If he's stupid enough to buy it, well, the gene pool is better off without him anyway. B3457W4RF4R3. Never trust the Russians. Talk life for free. I'm Russian, as I find that offensive. B3457W4RF4R3. You just said you were Asian last week. Make up your mind. Readman07. I left this thread for 5 minutes and chaos ensured. Everybody claimed the expletive down. Of course, I'm not going to mess with it. These supposed miracle pills are $130 each anyway. Who do you think I am, Johnny Cash? Tackly fee for LYFE. Just because his name was Johnny Cash doesn't mean he was rich or had a lot of cash or whatever. B3457W4RF4R3. Of course he was rich, you dumb fuck. He's Johnny fucking Cash. Cosmic Trash Bin. Whose bright idea was it to equip this forum with a profanity filter anyway? It's fucking stupid. Read Man of 7. Before this thread deteriorated any further, let me just say I'll put tape over my webcam, just in case something slipped past my antivirus, but it's probably just a credit card scam or something. I'll do some research on it tomorrow. The sun been up for 3 hours, and I'm running low on energy drink. Cosmic Trash Bin. I'll contact one of the admin about this. Spam isn't tolerated here. I ought to see if they're willing to uninstall the profanity filter plug-in as well. I got a message later from HGW wishing well, one of the admins, saying that the user Revelation 666 doesn't exist in the database, and that's the only way I could receive the message, is if the mail client was bypassed somehow. In other words, somebody hacked the system just to send me a spam message. What the hell? Read. October 23rd, 2014. I finally got around to googling Necrosleep. The results were mostly irrelevant YouTube channel and defunct 90s screamo band from the look of it, but I noticed among the garbage results a link to a post on fastmd.com. The preview said, does anyone know if this Necrosleep stuff actually worked? So I click on it, only to be directed to a page starting, the post you're looking for has been deleted and no longer exists. I should have known nothing can ever be easy and predictable. I returned to a result and had to scan over several pages of them before finally running an old gaming forum thread where the website Necrosleep.net was mentioned. This time the post hadn't been deleted in the middle of a conversation about maximizing crop production in some medieval strategy games. One of the users claimed to have taken Necrosleep in order to tend to this while a virtual farm 24 hours a day. Needless to say, the other forum patrons were highly skeptical. The guy posted a link to Necrosleep.net in an attempt to back up his claim, ultimately failing to convince them because, you guessed it, the site was bound to his IP address. He also had the same intuition code as me, DCLXVI, leading me to believe that it just formally intended to make you feel special. But that doesn't explain why and how my IP and apparently someone else got singled out. The bragger then claimed that there was inferable proof of his ceaseless faithfulness in his in-game source in relation to the length of the time his account had existed. His score was excessively high, so high in fact that it would be impossible for him to attain so high a score in so short of a time frame unless he was playing the game for at least 21 hours a day, which leaves practically no time for sleeping. Despite all that, they attribute his accomplishment to an automatic bot program that operated the game for him during the night. Since cheating in this way is against the game rule, his account was permanently banned, according to the moderator. At the end of the thread, sure enough, in little red letter below his forum avatar were the word "banned for bot abuse." August 12, 2006. I couldn't find any more liberation result for Necrosleep or Necrosleep.net other than what I just told you about. Look like these online dope dealers are pretty stealthy. I'm just dying to know what their real motive might be, cause I could think of a million better ways to steal some credit card numbers or peddle quack remedies. It could be a prank, but evidently this had been going on since 2006 at least. Perhaps some jokes just never die. Read. October 25th, 2014. I got another PM from Revelation 666. I'm the only one who get creeped out by that name. Knowing what I know now, it made me uneasy to think about the great length this user went to contact me speculatively. For some reason, they steadily bypassed the system just to send me this message and make me this offer. Here is the message I received. To read Man O Shaman from Revelation 666. Subject: Necrosleep.net/backdoor.
Congratulations, Readman07. You've been selected to receive a free 30-day trial of Necrosleep. Claim your exclusive reward at necrosleep.net/backdoor. Find out what you've been missing your entire life, risk-free. necrosleep.net/backdoor.
Once again, my curiosity got the best of me. Bracing myself for whatever scam was coming my way, I clicked the link. I was taken to a page asking for my address. Nothing more. I thought about it carefully, knowing full well that these people likely have malicious intention. But if I entered my post office box, what the worst that could happen? Them sending me some junk mail or fairly pills. The point is that I finally know what they want from me. I entered the address. Read. October 28, 2014. I decided to go back to the thread I post on Nocturnal Underground and let people know what's up. Sure enough, their reactions were amusing.
Readman07. Well guys, it happened again. Look at the attachment. Message2.jpg.
Cosmic Trash Bin. Don't tell me you clicked on this one too.
Readman07, I did. Then it asked me for my address. But don't worry, I only entered my P.O. box.
Cosmic Trash Bin. Are you out of your expletive mind?
Readman07. I take it you couldn't persuade the admins to disable the profanity filter.
Cosmic Trash Bin. No fucking Sherlock. Apparently they get a huge kick out of watching us quarrel over it.
Readman07. I wouldn't be surprised if HGW Wishing Wells sent me these weird messages just to stir up some controversy around here.
HGW Wishing Wells, neither would I.
Cosmic Trash Bin. The mystery has been solved. Everybody go home.
HG to Wishing Wells. In all seriousness, I had nothing to do with this. I swear on my great-grandmother's life.
Readman07. Swearing on the life of a dead person isn't exactly the most convincing way to plead.
Cosmic Trash Bin. I think the joke's gone far enough. HG, did you do it or not?
HGW. Wishing Wells. I really didn't do it. The admins and I were genuinely perplexed when we saw where the message came from. Or should I say where the message didn't come from? It was certainly not from any registered user on the inside.
B3457 W4RF4R3:. If they actually send you the pills, are you going to take them? You couldn't pay me $1 million to try that. Bullshit.
Cosmic Trash Bin. I can personally guarantee you that stuff is too good to be true. Nothing can make you stay awake forever.
HGW Wishing Wells. I agree with Cosmic. Don't take this any further.
Readman07. Even if they do send me the pills and it's not just junk mail, I'm not going to take it unless I find some more information on it. Do you really think I'm that stupid? Chill out, guys. I probably won't update this thread anymore, so follow my blog if you want to know what's up with me. The link's on my profile.
Well, we pretty sure must rule out the possibility that it's a prank by the admin. I don't think HG Wishing Wells would carry on a joke this long, nor would he lie so blatantly. And even if one of the other admins were to prank me, I can't imagine they would do it with some Russian supplement pitch. It's just all too strange. From Reed. October 30th, 2014. Last night, I had a buddy of mine deliver the mails to my doorstep in exchange for some coding work on his flash site. I do just about anything to avoid leaving the building, but that's not the point. The point is that I received an envelope with no return address, yet I immediately know who it was from. It was old, very old, like been sitting in a dusty attic for decades. I opened the stained envelopes only to find a smaller manila envelopes inside. Also, rather old looking. Inscribed on the small envelopes was the word Necrosleep, and a word of advice on storing the packet in a cold, dark place for maximum potency. The words appear to have been stamped onto the envelope rather than printed. I opened the small envelope, and sure enough, there were 30 black pills inside, more crud than what you might get from your local pharmacy. Now before you all start freaking out, I'm not going to take these. At least not until I can dig up some more reliable information on them. Now, I know that these Russian dope dealers weren't just trying to send me junk mails. The question is, why would they send me the pills if they don't actually work? Surely they must want my money, which they wouldn't get after a failed 30-day trial. What if they're trying to kill me? I never did have a good feeling about any of these, but the curiosity is killing me. From Reed. October 31st, 2014. It just occurred to me that I completely overlooked something. I never researched Dr. Hale A. Stan, the guy who apparently had something to do with Necrosleep. So I did a quick Google search and found, much to my surprise, that he had his own article on Wikipedia. The article stated that Dr. Stan was a Ukrainian scientist and physician. He claimed to have been directly involved in the experiment portrayed in the 1940s motion pictures, which documents Soviet research into the resurrection of clinically dead organisms. Here's an extract from the article. The motion pictures experiment in the review of organisms depict various disturbing medical experiments conducted on canis, one of which involved keeping a dog decapitated head alive with a primitive auto-ejector machine that supplied it with oxygenated blood. The operations in the film were credited to Dr. Sergei Bukhanenko. However, Dr. Hale A. Stan incessantly claimed to be the one who really conducted the experiment and invented the auto-ejector, and that they only credited Bukhanenko because Stan was sentenced to life in prison for illegally conducted gruesome experiment on humans. He believed that because he had consent from his test subject, Ablet told bribery, he had not committed an immoral crime. The Lenin Prize was awarded to Bukharenko for the auto-ejector, while Stan remained in permanent imprisonment. It wasn't until they discovered the lost footage of his morbid human experiment that they had him executed by lethal injection. His last words, spoken in an unidentified language, dived him. Dr. Hale A. Stan was rumored to have pointed a variety of cures for major conditions such as narcolepsy and epilepsy. However, the results were not published in a scientific matter, and therefore the majority of his alleged accomplishments were unverifiable, as well as seemingly occur in nature. The number of people he apparently cured for various incurable afflictions between 1930 and 1940 was in the thousands. Attempts to replicate his document remedy ultimately failed, leading most to believe he was practicing pseudoscience. It is believed by some that Dr. Hale A. Stan has a following to this day, and that this miracle cure are still being practiced and peddled from Russia and Ukraine. Some claim to have received mysterious email and offer pretending to Dr. Hale A. Stan work. All investigation revealed no evidence to support this claim.
I should like to tell you that I have seen some of the experiments shown in this film actually carried out at the All-Russian Physiological Congress. As you can imagine, technique is everything. Long ago, science established the fact that animal organs and tissues isolated from the whole organism can be maintained in a living state. But in order to achieve this, special artificial conditions must be created. Isolated organs can be brought to life even though they've been removed from the animal's corpse some time after death. Here's a dog's heart. It can function as well in artificial conditions as in a living organism, and for this purpose, blood is introduced into the cardiac vessels. The isolated heart beats just as it did a few hours previously in the living dog. The following experiment is conducted on lungs taken from an animal. Bellows distend the lungs and fill them with air. The venous blood is forced into the lungs by the action of the pump. The dark venous blood passes through this tube. In the lungs, it takes up oxygen and becomes arterial blood. The isolated lungs breathe, producing the same chemical changes as in the living animal. An animal's head can also live in the isolated condition. Here is the plan of the experiment. The arterial pump takes arterial blood from the reservoir to the head, while the venous pump drains off the venous blood. The blood is arterialized in the reservoir, where there is a steady flow of oxygen. The artificial blood circulation ensures the metabolism necessary for the life of the head. The isolated head lives on for hours and reacts to external stimuli. The isolated head even reacts to light and to sound. The revival of individual organs enabled scientists to proceed to experiment on reviving the whole organism. The revival of the whole organism can be achieved with the help of an apparatus called the autojector. The autojector carries out the functions of the heart and lungs. We begin the experiment of revival. The experiment is carried out on a dog. A substance which prevents clotting is introduced into the animal's blood. The dog is under an anesthetic. It doesn't feel pain. No interruption of the animal's normal functions has yet occurred. The dog reacts to touch. Its pupils are normal. A special apparatus, the chymograph, registers the breathing and the function of the dog's heart. The pulse and breathing are normal. The experiment begins. All the blood is drained out through the carotid artery. The heart has stopped. This is one of the animal's last gasps. This is a final breath. The dog is dead. Without operative interference, death would be final, as the disintegration of the body cells would gradually set in. The autojector is being attached before starting the revival. The arterial pump is connected with the artery. The venous pump is connected with the vein. Ten minutes have elapsed since the animal died. The blood removed from the animal is pumped back into its vessels by the autojector. The artificial blood circulation gradually induces the heart to start beating again. The heart's action begins to be normal. The first sign. The respiration is gradually restored. We can now disconnect the autojector and leave the organism of the dog to maintain life with its own resources. The dog is still weak and can't move. After 10 to 12 days, the dog returns to its normal state.
I'll admit, some of these stuff unnerve me. Morbid human experiments aren't exactly pleasant things to think about, but it seemed to me this guy was just doing what was necessary to advance his research. Maybe he really was on something. Maybe his cure couldn't be replicated because they were so advanced. I don't really know. All I know is that I received one of these mysterious offers that supposedly don't exist beyond here, let's say. Maybe there's something to this. Maybe I really was selected to receive a gift too great for the masses. Maybe they were dead serious when they say this will change my life. Read. November 1st, 2014. I'm holding the pill in my hand, ready to take it at a moment's notice. I've been thinking hard about this. I know it's not the safest thing to do, but I'm a risk taker. If this turns out badly, I don't have much to live for anyways. Life is nothing without danger, and I want to know the motive of these people more than anything. I need to know what they want from me. I need to know what I'm missing. There's only one way to find out. From Reed. November 3rd, 2014. I can't believe it. It's actually working. I haven't slept in 3 days, and I don't feel remotely tired. Holy hell, I never feel so focused and stimulated in my life. I don't know what in this stuff, but it's work. I don't know how long it's going to work exactly, so I'm not getting with my hope up. But the claim is that I'll never need to sleep again ever. So far, so good. From Reed. November 4th, 2014. Still works like a charm after 4 days, but lately the light has been really bothering me, so I duct tape a piece of cardboard over the window. I never like that window anyway. At night, I get this feeling that I'm being watched from outside, and it's been making me anxious more than usual. It really to think you're seeing something uncanny out the window until you realize it's just own reflection, distorted by the cheap glass pane. Anyway, that issue has been resolved. I also found something interesting. When I was taking my nightly pill until recently, I failed to notice a simple stamping on the inside of the small manila envelope. Yes, the inside. I know I've seen the symbol before, but I can't remember where exactly. It's a downward pointing pentagram with what I think is a god hate inscribed within it. Maybe they just reused an old envelope and turned it inside out or something. From Reed. November 5th, 2014. Thanks to one of my followers for pointing out something I didn't realize the emblem inside. The envelope was actually satanic symbol. Yeah, needless to say, and definitely not taking this crap anymore. This sort of thing really creeped me out, and then I wish I would have read that message before I took it tonight. I'll just quit tomorrow. I mean, it hasn't harmed me thus far, and I feel great. So many, I'm just being paranoid. It's just a symbol, probably a printing mistake or something that. But screw what, that. I'm not messing around with demonic affair. No way in hell. November 6, 2014. Over the past week, I've been taking one of these pills at exactly 10 PM each night. I plan on stopping the pill tonight, but around 10:30, I start getting this horrible headache, and it got progressively worse. I was thinking maybe it was just me adjusting to suddenly going off Necrosleep, so I waited another hour and I just couldn't take it anymore. I took another pill. I know I could quit if I wanted to, but I'm starting to think there's no reason to. I mean, I don't have to sleep anymore. I've been feeling energized. I should just man up and stop being irrational. November 9, 2014. I've been making a killing with all these free time and newfound focus. I made $5 grand in a single day for trading virtual property. That not including my online poker proceed over the last week, which are through the goddamn roof. Suddenly, I have this intuitive grasp of number that I never had before. I've been living my life in a daze until now. They were right. This really is changing my life. November 11, 2014. Here a rather particular story for you guys. I was sitting on the couch, minding my own business, when I noticed a couple of gleaming eyes staring at me from the dark corner. I told nothing of it, knowing it must be twigs squalling about. Cats have reflective eyes. Who else would be? I look away, and at that very same moment, I felt it twig winky little self curling up next to me. I look back toward the corner, those beery eyes still fixed upon me, with twig clearly at my side. I blink. As the eyes were gone, man, my brain really trying to screw with me. It had to have been mental, yet I remember it with such lucidity. Come to think of it, I should known it was twig from the start. Cat eyes don't glow red. Anyway, let's hope it was just a freak brain malfunction. After all, what else could it possibly be? November 12, 2014. I'm going to run out of food eventually. Obviously, I could go to the store and restock myself, but the thought scared me. The thought of leaving the safety of my apartment, the thought of social interaction. I now dread it more than I ever have. I never have preferred going out to staying in, but I never dreaded it this much. I wasn't always so terribly afraid. None of my instant messenger friends have been online lately. They stopped upvoting my blog posts. Who going to get my grocery? What if I have to go out there? I shouldn't be panicking like this. Honestly, I'm being stupid. Stop panicking, you idiot. Stop panicking, you idiot. Stop panicking, you idiot. From Reed. November 13, 2014. My friend Jake came online. It was a temporary relief. That lasted about as long as it took him to say, I'm not dropping off the food until you agree to get out of the house. That was his offer. And telling that I leave the house and go clubbing with the guys in exchange for help, I declined out of pure fear. He was worried for my health. Apparently, I can't blame him for thinking I'm becoming a feral hermit doomed to die alone in the heretic slum, but he just doesn't understand. Nobody understands me. At least I'm pretty sure I got enough food to last till Thanksgiving if I stretch it. November 15, 2014. I need to tell you all about another strange experience I had yesterday. I've been leaving my TV on lately so that the silence doesn't irritate me. That children's show, Buckle Garden, was on. You know, the one we all watched as kids until we were mature enough to realize how mindless and nonsensical it was. Yeah, that show. It was playing in the background on my boxy old TV in the corner. Eventually, it distracted me, and I found myself zooming out onto it, for lack of better things to do. It mustn't be a Thanksgiving episode concerning Buckle, a guy dressed like a deer with a human face, was in the kitchen, preparing sweet potato and cranberries. This is about as intelligible as the show gets. Things got a bit weird when he decided to let the anthropomorphic cranberries go on into his garden at the last minute, as if they were captive insects. The sweet potato weren't so lucky. The bucko set his bird friend to retrieve a pumpkin pie from the pie tree, and his squirrel friend to collect gravy from the gravy cow, who conductingly regularly mashed potato to boots. I told you this show was weird, but that's not even the start. I didn't realize something was off until Buckle pulled out a knife, a full-fledged razor-sharp knife that you wouldn't expect to see in such a beginning show. With his other hand, he opened the oven and pulled it out. Not a ham, not a turkey, a roast human fetus. Mother of God! I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. How on earth could this be allowed on television? Were my eyes deceiving me? I don't know, but I turned it off as soon as he started cutting into it. The gore was too much, even for me. I'm still having a hard time believing what my own eye clearly saw. I couldn't have been dreaming. I haven't had so much as a nap in 15 days. I don't even know. Maybe something wrong with me. I've been forgetting my PC login password even after I changed it to something else and wrote it down. I forget what I wrote it down. Where I wrote it, forget it down. I can't even think properly right now. November 18, 2014. I'm not going to lie. I'm scared out of my mind right now. I walked into the bathroom, planning to take my first shower in a week. I never imagined I'll open the door and see anything more than my own reflection in the mirror. Instead, I saw it stand behind me, staring, completely motionless. I froze and panicked, more than I ever have in my entire life. I swear, you don't know true fear. You don't even have a clue. I can still see it engraved in my mind. The face, it was demonic. It was gone as soon as it came. I would say I was just imagining things, but it felt all too real. I'm not going to that bathroom ever again. I'll just go in the kitchen sink or something. I can't handle this. I wonder if these pews are screwing with my head. I need to stop. I need to stop now. I don't even feel safe in my own apartment anymore. I feel like the shadows are watching me. November 20th, 2014. I tried to stop the pew again, but I had a change of heart. At the last minute, something told me not to, like a voice in my head. I just feel like it would be wrong, and somehow my life would fall apart if I stopped. I don't think this is normal, the way I'm living, but I can't imagine it any other way. I can't imagine stepping out into the light, or even the moonlight for that matter. All my instant messenger contacts have been offline since Jake talked to me last, and I don't know if my food will last another week. Tweet getting pretty skinny since I've been eating her cat food to stretch my supply a bit, but she be okay as long as someone come online by Thanksgiving. Speaking of which, nobody invite me over for Thanksgiving dinner, not even my family, but that's okay. I hate my parents anyway. Screw them. November 22nd, 2014. I've been hearing more voice inside my head. Horrible voice. It's really scaring me and I don't know what to do. Is it some sort of side effect or something? I can't hear myself think sometimes, like I'm losing control over my own thoughts. And these thoughts I have are so dark. It's not like me to think that way. I would never hurt anyone. I'm not like that. I tried going to necrosleep.net again. just to see if there's something I missed about side effect, and it said the domain is no longer in use. The site was shut down. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm terrified of myself. November 24th, 2014. Knock knock. I yelled through the drafty door, asking who it was. It was my friend Jake and Douglas. Apparently they wanted to help me after seeing my blog post of distress, but sure enough, it was only under the condition that I open the door and come out very suspicious. How do I really know I can't trust them? I know I'll trust them for years, but what if they were just earning my trust so they could push something more sinister later on? What if they give me drug food? What if they stab me when I open the door? It just occurred to me that I have no real proof that I can trust them. I can't even trust myself anymore. I don't even know who I am. Maybe my whole life I've been a sadistic freak and didn't even know it. Maybe my true self is just now coming out. Maybe everyone is evil. November 25th, 2014. The voice won't stop. I used to think they were malevolent, but now I'm not so sure. Sometimes it feels like they're trying to liberate me. They want me to listen to them. Especially, they show me things, horrible things, and yet this thing doesn't seem horrible to me anymore. I'm numb. I don't feel anything. But I know there's one thing I can do to make me feel again. Part of me say it's terribly wrong, but the voice tell me otherwise. The voice are my friend now. The demons are my friend. November 26, 2014. Twigs is in heaven now. I had to do it. I had to know what it tastes like. It was satisfying, but I need more. I thought I'd never leave this room again, but I don't have a choice anymore. I need more of it. The face is getting angry. The voices are getting angry. My head hurts so bad. I need more. It hurts so much. I need more. They're hurting me. I need to feed them more. They need more. I need more. I have to make it stop. I need more. I need more. Make it stop!
Police Report. Part 1, Thanksgiving, November 27th, 2014. Victim, Paul Murdoch. Aggressor, Reed Murdoch. Police arrived on the scene after a frantic 911 call from Margaret Murdoch, confirmed to be the aggressor's mother. The victim, Paul Murdoch, the aggressor's father, was found in the process of being mauled and cannibalized by the aggressor, Reed Murdoch, whose face and mouth was covered in blood and brain matter. Reed was shot dead after refusing to stop eating his own father, whose skull was torn open entirely. Drug use is suspected to be involved. Police Report. Part 2, November 29th, 2014. Reed Murdoch's residence was inspected thoroughly by investigators. A hairless, headless, and disemboweled cat carcass was found on the kitchen counter. The cat's blood and bodily fluids were spilled throughout the house, while the head was found crushed, the brain having been completely removed and nowhere to be found. The apartment was clearly inhabited by an utterly insane individual, given the foul and uncleanly nature of the place. An old TV rested in the corner, turned on, displaying only static and white noise. It had no antenna. A suspicious packet of unidentified pills was recovered. The resident's computer and other personal effects were confiscated and await further analysis.
Autopsy Report, December 4th, 2014. Subject, Reed Murdoch. The contents of Reed Murdoch's digestive tract were a disturbing mixture of human tissue, mostly brain matter and cerebrospinal fluid. Examination of his own brain, however, was even more disturbing and perplexing. It was clearly and visibly deteriorating. The tissue was black and red rather than the usual pinkish grey, and riddled with holes throughout. Closer examination revealed thousands small black parasites to be consuming the brain. This was undoubtedly the cause of the man's insidious psychosis. Testing on the parasites was inconclusive, as they didn't match any known species. Further testing is required. The unknown pills recovered from Murdoch's apartment have been tested and confirmed to contain a vile plethora of uncommon substances, including obscure, highly addictive euphoric drugs, human hormones, and parasitic eggs, presumably meant to remain dormant in a cool place until introduced into the body, allowing them to hatch and eventually invade the brain. It is unclear how Murdoch acquired the pills and where they came from, although whoever concocted them surely had malicious intent.
Police Report. Part 3, December 6, 2014. Two friends of Reed Murdoch, Jake Fairfax and Douglas Lopez, were questioned at the police station. Immediately, they referred to his online blog, where he allegedly recorded his path to eventual insanity. It was found that the blog had mysteriously disappeared off the face of the internet for reasons unknown. They were aware of the unknown pills Reed was taking, claiming they originated from the website Necrosleep.net. Investigators later confirmed the website does not exist.